Hey everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and in my last video I showed you how to color the little Fergus with Cupcake. Today I'm going to show you how to color his Cupcake, and I'm going to do a couple of little special techniques on the Cupcake when I'm done coloring it too. Let's zoom in, and for this I'm just going to start with the bottom where the Cupcake wrapper is. I've got E25 and E27. I'm just going to color it in. This is the E25. I'm going to go back and do some shading with E27. Helps if I turn it. I don't want to mess up the icing part. Okay. I'm going to add shading around the bottom here and then also around the top. So the middle is going to be the lighter part and the rest of it's going to be darker. Okay, this is E25 again. Just going to blend out the shading parts. The middle is the lighter part, everything else is darker. Now for the cupcake icing, I've got RV10 and RV11, and it has all these sprinkles on it, and so I wanted to make the icing light so I could just avoid all those areas and just color them up and then go back with the darker color. So I'm going to use RV17 for the sprinkle parts. That way I don't have to worry about coloring inside those little areas. And so I'm going to start with the RV10. I'm going to start with one section and go around. This is a much lighter color than what I'm going to use for those sprinkles. This is RV11. I'm going to blend it with RV10. Actually, I need RV10 for the next section. So just move from section to section. I got some of the brown over the lines, so I've got to do a lot of coloring right there to blend those out. They really won't show up after I do my special technique. I just want to make sure. Same with the green right here. I got green over the line. Okay, RV11, I'm going to add my shading around this line as well as near the bottom. Blending with RV10. I'll cover that. Okay, next section, this is RV10 again. Blend out those brown parts. E11. Since this one, it looks like this section of icing is the most forward, so I'm just going to add it to the bottom in the top area. This is RV10 blending out. Okay, RV10 on this one. Got a little brown there too. And I'm going to add the shading to the bottom and on this line. It looks like this piece of icing is underneath the other piece of icing. Okay, so really easy shading there. And for the sprinkles, I've got RV17. I'm just going to color all those sprinkles. This is really bright pink. Since I was just coloring this, I'm going to wait and do those sprinkles in a minute, just so I make sure that my paper's dry and it won't bleed. So I'm going to color this cherry here. I've got R14 and R17. And I'm going to start with my darkest color because ours are very, very hard to blend. You don't need much. I go with a very light touch with the reds because they have a tendency to bleed out, and when they bleed out, it is very hard to get them back in the lines. Okay, I just added darker shading at the bottom, kept the light up on the top. And I'm going to add a little white accent on here a little bit with this white painter's pen by Elmer's. Just got to give it a little shake. I'm going to test this one on my scrap paper, make sure I don't have too much coming out. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to give it a little accent here. That way it looks like it's shiny, and that's the place that catches the light the most. Okay, so let me grab some more supplies. Okay, so I need to finish coloring in my sprinkles, and then I'll do a couple neat little techniques. Okay, got that. So for the icing, I'm going to use glitter glue and make the icing all sparkly. I've got the diamond stickles here. Hopefully it'll start coming out pretty easy. Okay, it's right at the top, so I'm just going to color the whole thing. And I'm left with all these sparklies. And so you can tell already that you still can see the color through it. I chose the clear stickles. That's why you had to do a bit of shading. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and it'll look really cute. And also for the cherry, I wanted the cherry to look shiny. I'm turning it so I don't touch the stickles when I do this part. I'm a lefty. So I grabbed some Crystal Effects. This is Stampin' Up's version of Glossy Accents or Glossy Glaze. It's just a really shiny liquid. And right now it looks foggy, but when it dries, it'll just be glossy. So I'm just guiding it to cover all of the little cherry. So when it dries, I'll let you see how it looks. Let's zoom out and you can see the whole thing finished. Now here's the image when it's dry. The stickles and the glossy accents are both dry. You can see that the little cherry looks really cute and glossy, and then the icing looks all sparkly. Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Bye.